Good morning, good evening, and welcome to this week's Fiberific Live Craft and Chat, where we craft and chat live. We have the witchcraft game going. So if you don't know what that is, the full description, well, the full details are in the description. Words are hard today, okay? Let's just go with words are hard. The full details are in the description, but basically what it means is I've got a pile of projects. They have been given an equivalent dice number on an 8-sided dice. We've got dice, we roll the dice, and I do that project. Now, where the fun part comes in is you can veto that. So if you are a channel member and you have not used your free monthly members chat, you can ask for a reroll. And if you are not a channel member or you've already used your free one, you can use the yellow level super chat. So you can ask for a reroll. But if you want to bump it up a notch and you want to choose the project I work on for the next 30 minutes, then you get to use the orange super chat and you get to decide. You can be like, I would like you to do project number, which one? Which I will let you see the list. You don't just have to guess. So that is what we're doing today. Now, a couple of housekeeping things to get started. Those of you that are local to me here in Southeast Queensland, the Fiberific Caffeinated Crafters group will be meeting up at the cafe, whose name I can, it's the Zarappa's Cafe at Eagleby. What's it called again? It's got a proper name. It's not called Zarappa's. Oh my gosh, my brain is just, I was all good and then I'm not good because I smelt burning and had to run out to the kitchen. Abby's making pancakes and the pan was too hot. Kawanda Cafe. Kawanda Cafe is where the Caffeinated Crafters meetup is happening on Saturday. So it starts at 11 a.m. Kelly Pole's here in the chat, just dropped that in. So that is awesome. And of course, I go live and therefore the dog must bark. So sorry about that, everybody. So yes, the Kawanda Cafe, it's just off the highway near Eagleby. We meet up from 11. A few of us are there until they kick us out at 5 o'clock. So if you want to just pop in and pop out or have lunch or have afternoon tea, you can totally do that. They give us a really nice big space with decent lighting right down the back, so we're out of everyone's way, and we just sit and craft and chat and have a good time. I've realized I've jumped in on the wrong... I'm using Chrome instead of Firefox, and so every now and again I'm just pausing. So it doesn't matter. Sally says, I knew it started with the K. See, my problem is I instantly go for Zarappa's, which is a Z, and I know it's not a Z word, and I know it's something else, and my brain just doesn't help. So anyway, now the other thing is, oh yeah, chatting to the interwebs, Louis has to say hi to. Absolutely, he does. He can't help himself. He has to say hi too. Good morning, Vampire. Great to see you. Hey, Shannon Cooper. Welcome to the chat. Bubs made it. That is awesome. Now, before the stream, Kerry Randall jumped in. She has to catch the replay, but jumped in early, so that was awesome. Sally says good morning as well. Everybody is saying good morning and hello, so that is awesome. I know it's not morning for all of you. I understand that. Now, one thing I wanted to do is this morning when I was making my drinks, I have a story to tell. The coffee machine is playing up, right? So sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't work. And this morning it was working. So I've had my morning coffees and then I'm like, oh, I'm going to make another coffee while it's working, and made up a coffee for now. So I have it in my Yeti so it's staying nice and hot, right? Because we know how much I love my Yeti. Anyway, then later on, Tim goes to make a coffee and the coffee machine's not working. And he's like, did you make the last coffee? Is it you? Are you the one who's jinxing it? And I'm like, no, it worked fine for me. No problems. So I'm like sneaky. I've got this coffee in here and he's like having to make an instant and I've got this one in here and I'm feeling a bit guilty. And I was just like, maybe you could try this. And I'm like giving him all these suggestions. Anyway, got it working again, which was great. So he got his good coffee. But I had to decide, was I willing to give up this coffee? And you know, the answer was no. There would have been a fight. There would have had to have been a fight for it. Anyway, there's that. But also because I was like then had to wait because I normally make the tea in it. So then I'm like, okay, I want to make the tin, and I've realized I absolutely need a second Yeti, a second hot drink cup. And so I can't decide. And I was really graciously gifted some Buy Me a Coffees over on my other channel this week. So between that and the super chats that we've received here, it's all like extra money in my brain. I'm gonna buy a new one, but I need your help. So I'm gonna go to my screen share. I don't know which one's gonna work. Let me just try this one. So let me see how this works. It's screen sharing on the wrong screen. That's great. Let me see if I can just fix the screen share. It's not screen sharing the right screen. There we go. Alrighty. Okay, so let me just, so I'm tossing up between getting one the same as this, right? So it's the 12-inch with the hot shot cap. This is what I've got already. The catch is it's in colors that Tim and Abby would legit steal. All right. That's the problem. It's in colors they'd steal. I'm not okay with that. All right. So then do I just go and try something else like this one that's a bit bigger? It's 20 ounces. So instead of 12, it's 20. And it's got a different lid. So instead of the hot shot lid, it's got this MagSafe lid. And like we're talking similar money here. So, you know, that's not so much the issue, but I can get that one in red. So that means that less likely, like that color there, that one just says basically I may as well write Abby's name on it. Okay. That color's basically Abby will just take it. These ones here are more likely that Tim will take them. So this is kind of the only color that means that I don't have to share it because I'm selfish and I don't want to share it. So I don't know. Should I go for the bigger one or go for the same but in a color that makes it risky? So let me know in the chat. Same or bigger? So I need your help. I need your help on this one. So in the meantime, I am still a goblin. There's some sort of weird vibration when you speak. Really? Is anybody else having an issue with that? I'll just bring my mic levels down just a little. Could be that. Bianca's not hearing it. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. You have a Cricut and you could put your name on it to prevent theft. I do have a Cricut and I absolutely could put my name on it, but that would mean it's no longer dishwasher. I would no longer be able to put these in the dishwasher because that's one of the things I love about this. All parts can go in the dishwasher. There's no issues. So it is definitely the way to go. Yeah. So let me just I'm just reading in the chat here. So no one else is getting the sound issue. Okay, all right. Shannon says those lids don't keep the coffee or tea as hot as the other, but the bigger is better. So Kelly has both lids. So Kelly, do you find that the MagSafe lids keep it hot enough? Like I don't need to keep it hot all day. I just need to keep it hot for a couple of hours. Whereas this one will keep it hot for 7 to 10 hours. I don't really need it to do that. So, and because I'm probably not, because this one, if I'm going to go out, I'll use this one. So I can put this one in my handbag and lock it off and not worry about that. Oh, I can get their customization. Hang on a second. So with the bigger one, I could get my name put on it by them, which means it's still dishwasher proof. Kelly is saying that I'm just having a look. I'm just going to see if I add it to the cart. Add to bag. Where do I add in the custom? Anyway, I probably won't order it right this second. But yeah. And Kelly, is the lid big? Like, is the actual, like, I couldn't interchange the lids, right? So the lid from the 12 ounce, I can't put on the 20 ounce. Is that right? Join the Red Squad. I'm seriously contemplating joining the Red Squad for sure. Absolutely. Like, definitely. So they definitely keep it. I'm trying to put your comments on screen from somewhere else. It's not going to work. You donkey. Go back to the right screens. Back to the right screen. Join the Red Squad. They keep hot enough for Kelly. Their customization is dishwasher proof. The lids can be changed if it's the same ounces. The lids can be changed if it's the same ounces. Okay, so mine is a 12 ounce, but that one's a 20 ounce, so the lids can't be changed. So, all right, I'll have to have a look. Okay, so you guys are totally on board with me buying a second one because my tea that I made 10 minutes ago is already cold. But the coffee that I made 2 hours ago is still hot. So, anyway, thank you. I will definitely be ordering another one after the stream. It will be red. I'm going to go with the different style. I'm going to go with the handle to try a handle. I'm just I'm just going to screen share again, just so I don't feel bad that I'm looking at something without you. Let me just, there we go. All righty. So, the red. So let's go shop, drinkware. So is it travel mugs? Travel mugs. Alrighty, so that's a 20. I don't need a 24 ounce. That's just way too big. 35 is too big. 10 is too small. 14 could work, but I don't like is that, I don't like that the handle's so low it's not going to fit in the car. And that's a straw mug. I don't want a straw mug. Okay, so it looks like this is the guy. It looks like that's the guy. All right. Oh, that style doesn't have the customization. That's all right. That's not a deal breaker. That's not a deal breaker. Let me just have a look here. Drinkware tumblers, because right now I have, well, my 12 ounce isn't there. Maybe I could get a 20 ounce tumbler instead. So it's a slightly different shape than this guy, because this one is technically classed as a bottle. That's a bottle. The tumblers are tapered. So maybe I could do a 20 ounce tumbler. It appears that there's more color options. So I could still go the red. There's a white. There's that one that's dangerous. Okay. I would probably still go red. I'm not really a pink person, so I'd probably still go the red if I was going to go that tumbler. How many? Okay, so the ounces, so 20 ounces is 591 mils. So yeah. And see, because currently I've got the bottle. Mine is a bottle. Shop, drinkware, tumblers, drink bottles and jugs. I don't understand why mine's classed as a bottle, but it still does the hot and cold drinks and all that sort of stuff. It's kind of weird. But anyway, that's the one I've got there. But then there's the 18 ounce one of this. It's just bigger. It's still got the hot shot cap, but it's only available in these 3 colors, which I think that's why I was just like, no. Crochet Me Pink, she'll take the pink one. She'll take the pink one. Anyway, I don't know. See, I'm torn. What? I don't even know what to do. So let's go back. Let's go back to normal things. Normal things now. And big is always better. Yeah, I'm thinking like the 12 ounce is great. It fits a coffee in it with some milk, no problems. Okay. that one you currently have that oh, so the bottles can be customized. It must be they need the straightness, not a tapered thing. Okay. All right. So even if I got one of the ones in the with the colors that I'm a bit more like, yeah, they'll steal it, I could get my name put on it so that there's less likely they could steal it. That is good to know because I do like this size. It's a good size in my hand. It's easy to use, easy to drink. It's not too big in my handbag. Okay, hang on a second. I'm just gonna go back and look at the bottles because maybe I could get the 18-ounce bottle. So this, but a bit bigger in one of the less pretty colors. I'd probably go, do I want to go black or white? Let me just share the screen. Screen share. There we go. All right. So let me just, I'm looking at this one. So this is slightly bigger. So in the black or the white, or I see the blue. I like the blue. The blue's fine, but I think I'd go black or white with my name on it. Probably the black. But if I went the same, I'm still pretty limited. Yeah. Okay. Because there's no orange left. And, oh, there's no red left. Well, that's rude. That's just rude. Anyway, I don't even know. But yeah, I'm thinking the black in the 18-ounce Rambler. Add my name to it. Can I add customize? What do we do? We just put our name? Like, do I have to do anything fancy? Can I just, there's font choices. There we go. Let's see how it looks. Let's just type in our name. Let's see if we can spell our own name. Review. It's not coping. It's very little. Is it because my name is so long? Well, I don't like that. I don't. Maybe a different font. I don't like that. I like that. That one works. That one just feels like rubbish. I like that one. That one's cute. Review. Let me look in the chat here. There's no color options for your name. It's just cut out of the plastic, so it's silver. Yeah, Nat, we were talking about just using the Cricut to add your name to it, but then it's no longer dishwasher safe. So this thing, everything goes in the dishwasher. I mean, it doesn't really matter as long as my name's on it, right? Edit the front. I did click edit, right? Edit back. Oh, I could put a picture on it. Oh, this looks fun. Look at that. I mean, I think I might have to design something and upload my own picture. Like survival juice. My survival juice on this. Yeah. All right. I'm going to play with that some more. I like the options here. All right. So we're thinking black in the bigger, in the 18-ounce. Oh, they've got size. Okay. Yeah. All right. Good. Maybe we should do some craft. What do you reckon? Do some craft times now? All right, let me just bring this screen back over StreamYard so I can see the comments. I'd love a Yeti. I bought one from Walmart that keeps my coffee hot. I was super surprised. Does it give you the option to do vertical? I don't know. I'm going to have a dig around and a play. I'm totally going to have a dig around and a play. I think I've fallen down a rabbit hole. There's a rabbit hole over there. I fell in it. I knew I would. All right, dice. Come on, guys. There you are. We have dice. Let's go to our. No, I want that one. There we go. Alrighty, so we've got our tops. Now, I did realize I'm still not up to date with the mosaic. I've done some on it, but it's not totally up to date. But I realized that even if I roll it, I could roll the next colors and then continue on with the ones that I haven't done yet, which were last week's colors. I did the weeks before, but not last week's. All right, so let's roll the dice and see what we've got. 7. We're going to frog something. What have I got in my frog bag? Where is my frog bag? I've moved the frog bag. Hang on a second. I'm going to go and grab something to frog. So you guys hang out for 1 second and I'll do the frog. Mr. Ben, no, I can't do the haka. For a start, I'm Australian, not New Zealand. And secondly, it's no. Even if I could, I probably wouldn't. There's nothing worth there's nothing to defend right now. Anyway, we're frogging? Yes, absolutely frogging. Oh, thank you, Sally. I love it too. Doug put me onto it. He found one for me. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna go grab something to frog. Hang on a second. Where is my frog bag? Is it just here? No, it's okay. All right, this is the deal. We're gonna have to re-roll because the box with all the projects with all the stuff to be frogged in it is in a spot I can't get to right now. We moved everything around for Christmas. So yeah. So I'm gonna have to re-roll. I'm sorry, no frogging today. So let's roll again. I should have checked. We haven't had frogging much, so it wasn't one that I've like double checked I can get access to everything except for that. All right. So we've got 6, which is Abby's waffle blanket. She'll be very happy to hear that. So we'll work on that for a while. In the meantime, so while we're going to work on the waffle blanket, which is just right here, we will roll the dice for the mosaic blanket. So the next 3 rolls are for the mosaic blanket. 1, 2, and 3. So we've got a 1, a 3, and a 6. So we have a rooster, an anemone, and an amphibian. So they're the next colors, which is great. We haven't had amphibian for a while. Let me just grab a photo of the dice. I'm actually finding it super helpful having that really handy and easy to find those. All righty. Oh, that's a bit blown out. What's going on there? Where is Logitune? Brio. What's going on, dude? There we go. The Logitune software wasn't on. There we go. Alrighty. It's time to join a new yarn color. I picked out a ball, but it just needs joining on. It's coming along very nicely. Abby has asked for a few more inches, which is great. Doug Hewson is in the house. Great to see you, Doug. Alrighty, let's join this color on. Where is let's put the tail where we can find it. Alrighty. Okay. Australia and New Zealand are very different when it comes to our traditional people. Doug's doing the rounds today. Are you in the office today and you're just sneaky on the internet while you're working? Just curious. Just no judgment, no shade, just wondering. Alrighty, now we've joined on our color, so I'm just going to tie these together so that I can not lose any sort of tension stuff in the meantime. Alrighty. Yeah, Abby's going to be legit happy when she walks past and spots that I'm working on this. So she very much likes it when she spots it. But I did get her to check it the other day for me. I realized that it was we're getting to the point where I needed her opinion. Like, what is going on with the light here? It's just is that really blown out for you guys as well, or is it just because I'm seeing it blown out on one screen but not on the other? Let's have a look here. I don't have auto white balance on, so, and I've got manual exposure, so I'm just going to drop that down just a dash. There we go. Alrighty. Yeah, it's a bit blown out. Yeah. Okay, so it's not just me. Alrighty. So I'm just dropping down the exposure just a dash, just to try and solve that. I'm trying to post a picture into the fun zone. Can someone help me, please? If you're on your phone, you should just be able to. Maybe someone in the chat can describe it easier. Then because I mean I could run through how to do it, but okay, good job, Sally. So looks fine. It's all good. Yep. Alrighty. So yeah, so it's just it. She said she wants it to be like maybe 5 to 7 more centimeters. So, 2 to 3 more inches, which is at least one more ball. So at least the end of this one that we've just started, possibly another. So I think probably 2 would be good. She is actually taller than me, so I think she needs more blanket than she thinks she needs. I think she needs more blanket than she thinks she needs. That was a sentence, right? Let's not get fussy. All right. So I got my craft going. What craft are you working on? What are you doing? You don't have to be crafting. You could be doing whatever you want. You could be working or listening or have it on the TV while you're folding, a bit like the productivity streams, really. But let me know in the chat what you're working on. Dolores, it's so good to see you here. Since I got back from the cruise, I've had the plague. Oh, so they've spent the last week knitting and watching Arna and Carlos. Hey, have you guys seen? I got an email, maybe yesterday, maybe this morning. They have 70% off all of their patterns on their website, which brings them all down to around $2. I can't remember which dollars they use. It could be euros, it could be US dollars. I don't know. It's not Australian dollars. But it's dropped them down from around 7 to around 2. So if there's any that you've been eyeing off, now is the time to go and get them. So if you want, and that's the thing, their full 24 packs of all of their, their Christmas things, so their Christmas balls and the stocking that they just did, the whole pack is that price. It's not per individual project. It's the entire pack. Totally worth. I actually think it's totally worth the $7. But if it's not worth 7 to you, it's definitely worth the 2. I'm trying very hard not to go back over there because I just bought a pile of stuff a couple of weeks ago. Frankie over 50 says it's too early. I'm still caffeinating and ordering yarn to make my kids blankets for their birthdays. Ooh. Where are you ordering yarn from? Very curious. I've been trying very hard not to hit my Hobbii affiliate again because they've been having some really amazing sock yarn specials. And I'm like, I don't need more yarn. And I nearly talked myself into buying one of their grab bags. They've got these mystery bags where you can just, you pay for a certain number of grams. So I think for the sock yarn, it's 400 grams and I think it's $25 US. And at the moment, I don't know if it's still the case, but they were having a really big discount on postage as well. So I was like, no, don't do it. So I haven't 100% talked myself out of it yet, but I'm pretty close. But if you are torn about yarns, I personally love a lot of the stuff from Hobbii, or at least a lot of. I haven't bought anything from them I didn't like, but I haven't used all of their yarns. and I very much also enjoy Bendigo Woolen Mills yarns, and also Brava Worsted from Knit Picks is another one of my favorites. Now, I did notice the other day there was a glitch on my website and it wasn't letting you see the my recommends page. So I should double check to see if that was just a glitch while I was running some updates. I meant to check it afterwards, but I totally forgot. So I'll have to go and check that. I know that all the links are still working because I've got the links elsewhere. So if you want an affiliate link for Hobbii or for Knit Picks, let us know and we'll drop it in the chat. Vampyre's playing Minecraft today. It's a bit too warm to work on her project. The joys of getting old. Yeah, it's a bit like that. Working on my purple top. Yeah, it's like, this is the thing, right? I've got the aircon on today. It's one of those days where it's like, do you actually quite need the aircon? Monday, definitely, right? It was disgusting. But today is one of those, like, do we really need it? I definitely need it while I'm live. I have a lot of lights on me right now. But other than that, I'm not sure. So, there you go. Frankie over 50 is going to check out the links. Kelly's popped in some links that are nice and easy for you to grab. Have you had a chance to do a Margicraft order yet? Not for the new year. What do you need? Let me know in the chat what it is that you need. I know that there's some orders that went through the website before Christmas. I already put those into Margicraft, but they didn't ship them before Christmas. But is there something that I would normally keep in stock that I don't have? Because I've got nothing I'm really planning on ordering right now. I did get some extra bobbins and drive bands already. So let me know. But yeah, I've got nothing on the list. Oh, you placed, yeah. So I ordered that that's going directly from Margicraft to you. They shut down in December and they've actually opened back up Monday. So the orders ship out in the order of their thing, but your order went in at the time of your order. I'm not quite sure why it didn't come straight away. I'll chase it up. I'll definitely chase it up. So yes. But yes, Margicraft, they do a big shutdown over Christmas. The entire warehouse is closed, so there's no staff in there whatsoever. I know some of the admin girls just have a little check of the emails, but other than that, nothing is shipped or anything like that, and the orders just go out in the order that they were placed. So we'll check that out. I am quite warm. I'm like, I've got the fan on, sucking the aircon in from Abby's bedroom. Okay. Something makes a noise when I put my elbows on my desk. I'll have to look into that. Keeping an eye on the time. What are we at? I'll have a little stand up shortly. So those of you playing the sit stand game with me, get ready. I'm going to get to the end of this row and then stand up for a little while. So if those of you have no idea what we're talking about, I have hurt my back a little bit. Well, I hurt it a lot, actually. And it's on the mend and it's definitely feeling better. But when I sit for too long, I get more pain. So I've been making sure I don't sit for too long without at least a little 5-minute stand up. So we play the sit stand game. I know some of you play along, where you stand up and it's time for a little stretch. Make sure your hands are being stretched. It's very easy as crafters just to get sucked into what we're doing and just work on it for hours and hours and hours on end without stretching out your hands and your wrists. And that's just a recipe for disaster. So you just need to make sure you're keeping an eye on that. I'm not a physiotherapist by any stretch of the imagination, but I do know that having some, so you can actually Google hand stretches for knitters and crocheters. And they're very useful. And then you do get to see what actual physiotherapists recommend. and, you know, getting some of those little stretches in just every sort of hour or so, half an hour to an hour. I know it sounds often, but do you know what's worse? When you can't find a comfortable spot to sit. I reckon that's worse. When you just realize that you can't be comfortable at all. Alrighty, we're at the end of the row. Let's make the desk tool. Hello. Move my chair out of the way so I am safe. And I've got a little mat on the floor for standing on so that I don't get fatigue in my feet. Trying to do all the good things, guys. Do need to fix this camera height. Hang on 1 second. There we go. All right, let's flip it and keep working. I know not everybody can work while they're standing. I'm very lucky that I've got a desk that can just come with me. Love this desk so much. All righty. I just need to lift that up out of the way. And all righty. Sorry, I just had to work out where I was up to. I always get like a little bit confused at the start of the rows on this one. I don't know why. I just do. Francis is saying, from watching Arna and Carlos and working on my Norwegian style knitting, I can knit for much longer without stiffness and pain, but breaks are good. I've been practicing the Norwegian knitting as well. I actually had some people commenting and asking me, you know, like, you can already do traditional knitting and continental knitting. Why do you need to learn Norwegian knitting? And I'm just like, you can already make chicken bake. You already know how to make bacon and eggs. Why on earth would you want to learn how to, you know, make eggs Benedict? You know, it's just another way. It's just something different. It's variety, and it can help us learn different techniques, maybe speed us up over time, maybe slow us down. It depends on what you need. For me, I'm finding I'm not very good at color work, and being able to focus on something else while I'm doing it is actually helping. So, yeah. When I say I'm not very good at color work, I can make the stitches different colors. It's the tension of the stitches that I have issues with. So, focusing on learning a new knitting style while I'm doing that technique has helped me to maintain better consistency of stitches without, you know, pulling on the little floats. But I still can't help myself. I put my finger up, and they have this thing where, like, Arna is just like, if you've got your finger up, you're doing it wrong. And I'm like, oh, okay, all right. Try and pull the finger back in. So yes. But yeah, it's just another way to do it. Like, you know, some people only learn how to crochet like this. Whereas I find that when I'm using bigger hooks, or if I'm Tunisian crocheting, I need to go hand over the top. So, you know, I think there's advantages to being flexible in how you do things. And you know, when you're damaged and broken, needing to adjust and try a different way rather than give up, I think these are good things. So, you know, learning lots of different skills and techniques. Another one I'd love to have a look at is Portuguese knitting with the pins. I haven't done it. I've bought a video class that I can watch on how to do it. I haven't even watched the class yet. But yeah, I think that could be really fun and easy as well. Yeah, pull the cord. Pull on the cord. That's how they tell you to pull your finger in, is to pull on the cord. So, yeah. Lots of fun. Who here has learned another way to do their craft? Like, for me, I originally learnt my knitting in the traditional sort of throwing method. Then I changed over to continental knitting and found that to be a much better fit for me. Who has, oops, hello, Nee. Who has, oh, there we go. It's back in. That was not fun. Who has tried an alternative method on one of their crafts just to see how it went, to see if it was better or worse? Not to say you had to keep doing it, but just tried it. I'd love to know. So I can hear stomping around out there. I'm not quite sure what's going on. It is very warm in here. Very warm indeed. Yeah, so I'm going to get a Yeti cup. Kelly has changed the methods for both knitting and crochet to find a method that suits her better. That's awesome. What did you change from to? I'm also curious about that. I know some people learnt continental and moved to picking and throwing. Like they went the opposite way that I did because it suited them better. So I'm always really curious about which way you started and where you go. Bianca says, I started with throwing when I first learnt, but now I continental knit. Sally said, yeah, I've tried holding the hook in the pen style. It just didn't feel right. Yeah, absolutely. And after many discussions with you guys, I have learnt that most of you don't hold it in a pen style. Most of you are more of knife holders. So this is a pen style and that's a knife style. So yeah. Game Widow says, I had to develop my own way to purl to use my thumb. Can now also use the Norwegian purl, but not as consistent. Crochet, she went from pencil grip to knife hold because you were getting pain. Absolutely. Throwing, then continental, now Norwegian. Knit Spin Girl says, I'm a thrower. I've tried continental, but I have trouble tensioning with my left hand. Yes, I definitely recommend continental to those that crocheted first because we already tension with our left hand. So yeah, it could be more to learn, more to adjust to. And that's one of the issues I have with the Norwegian is tensioning the yarn. So yeah, that's definitely my biggest problem so far with the Norwegian is tensioning the yarn without lifting my finger up because when I continental knit, my finger is up. So yeah. Abby has made us blueberry pikelets for morning tea, so I'll have them after the stream today. They smell amazing. With knitting, I naturally transitioned to continental after crocheting, which was so much better for me. I'm trying to get better with picking, but work in progress. Sally says, okay, excellent point, Sally. Sally is a left-handed crocheter, and so she actually tensions with her right hand. Valid point. Valid point. Yeah, I agree, Frances, definitely. I'm gonna have a little sip of my drink. Okay. I've got to check the temperature today. I'm melting in this room. It's like a lot worse than usual. Okay, all right. It's 30, feels like 33 at 10:40 in the morning. Okay. I'm not imagining that it's warm. That's cool. That's good to know. It's always good to know that you're not imagining it. So Knit Spin Girl says, I have trouble tensioning with my left hand when I crochet too. I can't crochet for too long and my hand starts to cramp, but I can knit happily all day long. Okay. And I think that's the thing, right? Like all the crafts are okay. And finding the way that works for you is okay. I'm just always curious about why people make decisions that they make. Yeah, Sally says we have 25 with 72% humidity. I'm not sure what our humidity percentage is today. It feels like a lot. Like just from my totally layman, weatherman, it's just a sweat on my brow. It feels like a lot. Shannon says, I only crochet but want to learn to knit and thinking continental would be good to learn. There's a video here on the channel about continental knitting, the knitting for crocheters. Might be good to have a quick watch of that. If that doesn't help you, dig out some other continental videos, because this is the thing. Different people learn better from different people. Oh, we're at 78%. That's not shocking at all. Different people learn better from other people. So if how I teach it is not connecting with your brain, go hunting for someone else. Don't give up on it. Go hunting for another teacher who may teach it or talk about it or guide you through it in a different way that connects better with you. Chintami says, I have to be careful. Too much of knitting, crocheting, and spinning, and I get tennis elbow. Oh, yuck. That's gross. That's got to be painful and frustrating. When you're like a yarn craft addict and you have to limit how much yarn craft that you do, that's got to be so frustrating. Chitami says, I learnt normal English knitting. My tension was terrible and I was slow. Yes. Okay, I'm going back down to sitting height because my knee did crunch before. So I've been up for only a few minutes, but I'll get back up again later. Here we go. Rolling in. I'm going to move the fan to face me a bit more, I think. I try to make it so the fan's not actually directly on me, but sort of blowing around the room. But I think I actually just need it on me today. There we go. It's going to go the other way first. Of course it is. Coming back. Louis moved in directly in front of the fan. Good job, Louis. I'm moving the fan, dude. Oh, thank you, Kelly, for sharing a link to that video. There we go. Oh, that's better. Oh. Kelly says that she loved that video. There you go. That's great. I'm glad that it was helpful for you, because I do understand that, like, and I'm exactly the same. Sometimes somebody who explains things that everybody thinks is like, oh, that's the best way to learn, blah, 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 blah. I sit and watch it and I'm like, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. And then somebody else will be like, oh, hey, have you checked out this other person who is teaching the same thing? And you're like, oh, now I get it. Sometimes it just takes an aha moment. Like prime example, on Arna and Carlos's channel, they both did a video on how to purl. I watched Carlos's first. I could not get it. I didn't know what I was doing wrong. I just couldn't get it. And then I moved over and watched the version that Arna did, and I got that one. It worked. And so I don't know if they were teaching it differently or what, but one worked for me and the other didn't. And that's awesome. Welcome, Woodstead Creative, formerly Aspen May. So good to see you here. Let me show this. New craft channel. Oh, is it crochet or knitting or what kind of craft? Let me know. I'd love to have a look. Let's have a look. Sal said, being a mirrored knitter, I was actually told by someone to try knitting the normal way so I could get the pattern to come out the right way. Pfft, that's how I say it. That's a pfft. It's that. Now, in saying this, I think if you persevere, you can actually train yourself. Now, I am ambidextrous, but I am definitely right dominant ambidextrous, okay? But I am technically ambidextrous. What am I doing here? I have, hang on a second. I think I've missed a stitch in the previous row and I'm not pulling it back. So I'm just going to jimmy it and add in a fake one. There we go. But you can definitely learn to knit to the left and knit to the right. I do it when I'm doing entrelac, so that I don't have to, especially like when you're doing a lot of entrelac and it's like little 7-stitch rows or something like that, and you're constantly flipping backwards and forwards. So I learned how to knit to the left and then knit to the right. So it still looks like stockinette, but I'm not having to, I don't actually purl at all. I don't do purl rows. So it took some time to learn how to do it for me. there was an amazing video put out by, what is her name? I'm picturing her face. She's got curly blonde hair. She makes the most beautiful entrelac gums. Gwen Bortner. And she has a video out on how to knit to the left and to the right. I actually think it might be a craftsy class. But I just thought it was really amazing. And it was just a skill. It's just a skill to learn. Oh, Woodstead Creative, what happened? I have a huge new appreciation for Chantel streaming for 2 hours. I had to stop after 25 minutes because I wanted to cry. I hope people weren't being mean. I really do. I really get disappointed when people come into live chats and they're mean. It upsets me. Please let me know what happened. If you want to DM me, DMs. You're over in the Discord, so drop me a DM in Discord and we can chat about it. But it does take, like, I didn't start streaming for 2 hours. My streams were initially, I think at very first they were about 30 minutes, then they went up to an hour, then they crept up to an hour and a half, and then I crept up to the 2 hours. Now I do know that some of you would like it if these streams went longer, but I can't do any longer. I need to get up and get moving. Oh, you're not okay. So it's technology issues. Okay, I can help you with that. We'll have a chat. Friend was sitting at my Bendigo store last year crocheting. An older lady marched up and told her she was doing it wrong. I looked over and said, "No, there's nothing wrong with her technique." Good. Thank you for defending your friend, because yeah, it's not on. Like, if you are getting yarn or project and it's coming out how you want it, or you're happy with it, that's the end of the discussion. If you are unsatisfied with some part of it and you want help, then that's different. Home Rapid Repairs jumped in. No, it's not here. So Woodstead Creative has just started live streaming over on her craft channel. And I thought maybe someone was being mean to her, but it was not. It was technology stresses that was creating her woes. So we will help with that. Just out of curiosity, Woodstead, do you follow my other YouTube channel where I teach live streaming? I'm not sure if you do, but you can always go over and check out those live streams, and they can really, like, even rewatching the old ones can really help. Like, my goal is that they really help you to have some confidence and ticking the boxes. So she humphed and stomped off. I love that. Oh yeah, we'll talk about Streamlabs. You don't need Streamlabs. You don't need Streamlabs at all. Crocheting should be fun. Absolutely. Absolutely. I didn't realize there were fiber. Yes, there are totally craft police out there, self-appointed craft police. Then normally they start their comments with, "I've been doing this for 60 years." That normally is my trigger warning. The second I see that somewhere, they're about to be like, "You don't need to do," it's normally someone asking about blocking, and then they're, "I've been doing this for 60 years and I've never blocked a thing." Thank you. That wasn't the answer to the question. Thank you for sharing that. A, you've been doing this for a long time, and B, you've never tried anything new. And C, you can't read the question asked. So thank you for that. All of those things. Yeah. It's definitely one of those. So it's a trigger warning. I need to get that one on the list. Yeah, so thank you. So here's a link. And even if you just type in Chantel Hills into the search on YouTube, Fibrific will come up first. But if you scroll down a little bit, there'll be my face, but in like a teal colored bubble instead of a pinkish one. So yeah, definitely go and check out that channel. It's all about live streaming. It's all about the tools that I use. We live stream there every Monday morning, my time, so 9 o'clock instead of the 10 o'clock that we do here. But yeah, so and I try to help and answer all the questions I can in those live streams. But yeah, definitely go and check those out as well. Yeah. It's definitely one of those, like, I hate to say it, but the CWA, which is the Country Women's Association here in Australia, they are quite a few run-ins I've had with in real life people who are being craft police. They usually are CWA. And I'm sure CWA does like an absolute boatload of amazing stuff. Like they really do. And I don't want to be all poo-pooey all over the CWA, but I think the craft police need to pull their head in no matter where they're from. That's my opinion. Pull your head in if you're a craft police. There is no craft police allowed in these chats. I will give my opinion freely and happily, but if you don't want to do it that way and you want to try something else, then do it. It's supposed to be fun. I've had many craft Karens while I'm crafting in the wild, especially because I have to hold the hook yarn differently because of nerve damage and hypermobility. See, like you should be the poster child for continuing on with the craft, even though you've had to adjust and learn another way. They should absolutely shut their mouth holes. And please nobody clip that and add it anywhere that I don't want it. Pull your head in. That's exactly right. An 80-year-old spinner told me to tell anyone who told me I was doing it wrong to F off. Good. I love that. Absolutely. So, yeah, absolutely. I agree with all of these things. Not your hands, not your problem. And this is the thing. If you are making fabric, which is technically what all knitting and crocheting is, you are fabricating. So if you are making fabric and you are happy with the fabric you are getting, that's the end of the discussion. So, yeah, that is the end of it. And while I will suggest if somebody's struggling with something, I'll suggest, hey, have you tried this style of knitting? Hey, have you tried holding your needles like this? Have you tried, it's just to try. It's like when I'm troubleshooting anything else. What have you tried to try and solve the problem yourself? Let's find out so I don't have to reinvent the wheel for you. Oh, that's a good one, Knit Spin Girls. That's a good one. Have you, one thing I love about Spin in Public days, right, is you normally have you'll normally be somewhere where husbands and wives are off together doing something and the husband is normally, maybe a little bored. I've ended up talking mechanics of spinning wheels with way more dudes than I do with girls. The mechanics of the wheel, how the pulleys work, how the treadles, the speed of the treadles and the ratios and all that. Like the actual sort of engineering behind a wheel. And they're just blown away. What some bits of wood put together in a particular order with a drive band that's usually not string on any of my wheels. But yeah, that's just it does amuse me. It does amuse me. I don't like craft plays. I don't. They steal the joy and the passion from people. And in a way, sometimes I think that's their goal. Their goal is to come in and be little poo-poo naysayers. And what's that saying? They like to yuck people's yums. So I don't like that. Also, people that are like, oh, knitting and crocheting, that's for old people. And you just sort of look at them. Well, I've been doing it for the last 20 odd years. I might be getting closer to old now, which I still don't consider myself old, FYI. But I certainly wasn't old when I started. Oh, Sal, thank you for reminding everybody to do that. If you are liking this content, please hit the like, hit those thumbs ups. And if you are not subscribed on this channel, please consider subscribing. I'm on a pathway. I'm on a path to 10,000 subscribers. We are a long way off, but each and every one of you that click that subscribe button actually helps me get to that goal. It is my ultimate goal for this channel is to hit 10,000 subscribers. I have no grandiose plans of 100,000 or a million or anything like that. I would love 10,000. From the very first day of starting a channel, that was my goal. And we are creeping ever closer. So if you can help with that goal, I would love it very much. Game Winner says my husband had no interest in spinning. And then when I brought the e-wheel home, he was fascinated. Yeah, it is like that. It is absolutely like that. Let me I love demonstrating at events. The teenagers and kids love spinning and weaving. Yeah, they do. A friend was told she couldn't price her two perfect hand knitted socks at 34 euros because they were too perfect and obviously machine made. Oh my goodness. Really? That does my head in because somebody has become excellent at their craft and at their trade. They're being told that that's obviously not handmade. What a crock. What do they say about, commercial crochet tops in a store? They're all handmade. Oh, hello. Hello, coffee that I probably shouldn't have. It's the third one for the day. Contraband coffee. Let's have a look here. People try to teach my daughter how to spin when they see her setting up her wheel. She's been spinning for 20 years and could probably teach them a thing or two. Absolutely. Abby, it's great to see you in here. I've been learning how to knit since I was tiny. Age doesn't matter at all. You are 100% right. 100% right. Like 100% right. Artsog, good job on the dishes, dude. Good job. Yeah, she's been knitting socks since she was 12, so she has 20 years experience. I'd be more concerned if at 20 years experience of knitting socks, they didn't look amazing. Like, I know from my experience with knitting with socks, like I've been knitting for just like trying to, I don't even know. I've been knitting for easily 20 years, but I've only made like 3 pairs of, Tim socks. So 6 pairs of socks. Socks are not my natural playground. I want them to be. I love hand knit socks. I love that I can get socks that fit my stupidly shaped, short, chunky little feet with their high instep, high arched, narrow heeled, dumb shaped foot. And I can make them fit how I want them to fit. So they stay on. Does anybody else walk around their house in like commercial socks, like not bed socks, but just, like business socks or sports socks, right? Walk around the house and then after I realize that one of the socks is actually crept off and it's just being held on by its ribbing around the center of your foot and it's flapping? Just me? It's frustrating. So handmade socks are the way to go. Absolutely. And like, it's just rude saying, oh, that's too perfect. It had to be machine made. Well, you know what? Machine knitting is a skill as well. I machine knit. I haven't pulled my machines out for a while. Under the other table, 4 knitting machines. Yes, there's 4. No, 3 in a ribber. 3 in a ribber it is. And it is different. Like, yes, you can actually you've knit 200 stitches. Woohoo. That part of it is great. Setting it up, maintaining it, doing patterns, shaping, increasing, decreasing, like casting it off, casting it on, doing lace in it. is a totally different skill set, but it's a skill set. So do not let anybody diminish the craft that you're doing just because they don't understand the skills involved. It's like people who are like, oh, cooking's so easy for you. You should do all the cooking. No, learn. It's a skill set. Learn how to do it. Take the time, take the effort, learn how to do it. Oh, just me. Thanks, Sal. Thanks. I feel great. What that lady was saying was that only handmade socks she's familiar with were poorly constructed socks. That's just sad. That's an excellent point. That's an excellent point. Yes. I don't wear commercial socks anymore. Hand knit are so much superior. Yes. My entire drive to make socks comes from Mr. Woods and the kids having stupidly large, odd-shaped feet and commercial socks just being trash unless they cost a mint. Yes, that's the other thing. Getting socks that last and keep their elasticity. Hello, that's hard. I dropped a pair of socks off to my brother at his work. He had them sitting on the bench and was spotted by co-workers. He was asked where they came from. He defended them with one of his weapons. That's hilarious. Oh, that's gold. He told them, put them down and my sister won't make any for you. Oh my gosh. Some of you have heard this story before, but many, many years ago when my husband was doing fly in, fly out, even though he's an accountant, he also had to wear like the steel cap boots and all that sort of stuff for the site that he was working on. And he really only had business socks. He didn't have thick socks to wear inside of steel cap boots. So I made him, I used my Charlene Church books and made him some thick socks using Bendigo Luxury 10 ply and made him some good thick socks. And the first pair I made, they were just made with scraps because I didn't know if he would like them or if they would work, all of the above. So they were like a leaf green, like a palish green and rust. The toes and ribbing, they were in rust. It was the weirdest combination. Anyway, they worked. The socks worked. So Tim's kicked his boots off because he was in a share house with somebody else he worked with. He's kicked his boots off when they've gotten home, and this guy's had a little giggle at Tim's, multicolored socks. And because the house had linoleum floors, and this other guy was just wearing, nasty football socks, like the acrylic football socks. So his feet were wet, basically, and they left damp footprints. And Tim's like walked across and he was just like, yeah, the difference is my socks suck away the moisture and my feet are perfectly dry and I'm very comfortable. And well, that was it. This guy was like, oh, where do you get socks like that? I don't care what color they are if they do all that. And I was like, yeah, I'll make him some socks, but they're going to be $40 a pair. And this was easily, let me think, easily 10 years ago. And this guy was just like, nah, I'm not spending $40 on socks. And Tim just went, okay. And I made Tim like a handful more pairs to rotate through. He did request that future pairs were a little more tame in their color options. So like dark blue. So I bought some yarn because the thing was, they were the colors I had. They were the colors that I had. So it was like, I'm not going to buy yarn if you're not going to like them. So I bought some more yarn. It was a good excuse to have to put a Bendigo order in. Trying not to look at Bendigo. Is the Bendigo cotton sale still on? I'm really trying hard not to look at the Bendigo cotton sale. But yes, just because somebody doesn't want to pay the price for your handcrafted item doesn't mean it's not worth that price. It just means they're not your customer. And understanding that not everybody is your customer is actually a really tough part of being a hand creative. Not everybody is willing to pay for the effort and the time that goes into making the things. Oh, the sale finished. Okay, thanks, Knit Spin Girls. I can safely breathe again without accidentally spending money on Bendigo cotton. But yeah, just because somebody can't afford something, I can't tell you the number of times I'd be at a show and the conversation over my hand-dyed yarn between two friends, like this is the biggest no-no. This is something you do not do at craft shows. You do not stand at a seller's table complaining about the pricing to a friend, saying it's totally not worth this price. And it's like, can you step over there so this person who is willing to pay this money can get in and have a look? You obviously aren't going to. Oh, well, who would spend that kind of money? And this was when my hand dyed was $25 for sock yarn. Who would spend that kind of money on one skein of sock yarn? Yeah, that's exactly right. It's not overpriced. It's just out of your price range. Absolutely. Oh, you missed the last 25 minutes? Yeah, you may want to rewatch that bit. The last pair of socks I finished were bright pink and green. I'm learning I love bright colors for socks. Me too. And like, it's one of those things, like it's like if you have to wear sort of tamer clothes or whatever for work, you can get away with a sneaky bright sock or a funny motifed sock. Like Tim doesn't wear hand knit socks to work, although he probably would if I made them for him. He is knit worthy when it comes to socks, as long as they are machine washable. That's the catch. The socks need to be machine washable if Tim wants to wear them. Oh, that's the other one, isn't it? Oh, I could make that myself. It's like, cool, awesome. Have fun with that. Bye now. Hop out of the way. You're in the way of actual customers. Yeah, all the Poke the Bears are coming today. It's been a while. And you know what? Let me just see if I can add anything. I can tag a product. Oh, look at this. I can do this live, tagging products live. Maybe it work. Maybe it won't work. Oh, there we go. Save. I've just selected a product. If you too would like to support my Poke the Bear addiction, there is a tote bag that hopefully will have appeared on your screen somewhere. That's a Poke the Bear tote bag that you can purchase that I designed. Kelly, did you buy a Poke the Bear tote bag? I think you did. I hope it's still good. Oh, that's it, isn't it? Oh my gosh. Oh, wait, I need to click. Can I pin it? There we go. I had to pin it. There we go. Maybe you can see it now. I don't even know. I don't even know, honestly. Maybe I have to do it before the stream. Who knows? Oh, you did buy it. It was awesome. Excellent. Okay. No, you guys can't see it. Oh, that's annoying. Why does it let me do it if it won't let it show? Still don't see it? Oh, you'll need to refresh your stream. If you refresh your stream, it'll be there. If you want to know what I'm talking about. If you just click refresh on your stream and come back in, it should be there. Should being the operative word. I do try to pin a couple of things before the streams now when I remember. But this is the Poke the Bear. Thank you. I think I've linked up the Spreadshop thing because YouTube will only let you link Spreadshop, but that is my Redbubble shop that Kelly Pole has added. So that is another place that you can purchase the Fibrific merches, the coffee cups and the stickers and all the what have yous that I've had fun designing over the years. How many times do I need to make that same stitch? Oh, okay. Holly says that she refreshed and now she can see it. Oh, that's cool. Thanks, Holly, for helping me learn that as well. But yes, Poke the Bear. There's so many things that cause the Poke the Bear reaction now, aren't there? That's so funny. Oh, yep, you saw it once you felt. Leanne, it's good to see you in the chat. It's good. Yeah, once you refresh, yes. So yeah, poking the bear is kind of funny. Yes. And I think I'm just in one of the I'm hot and flustered and just trying to keep calm, and then I'm finding out that people are being mean to people and I don't like it. Like, this is craft. Your craft is supposed to be fun. If someone doesn't want to buy what you're selling, they need to just move on with their mouth closed. So yeah. Anyway, I try not to be grumpy. I'll try to be happy. I'm going to have a sip of my cold drink. In you go. Because we've got to change. Oops. We've got to flip. Got to flip. It's time to flip. Abby's blanket is coming along. Now, I do have a picture of the blanket laid out on the floor on my Ravelry queue if you want to see how it's looking. So if you want to check that out, you totally can. I'm not really using, I don't think I'm using anyone's particular pattern. I'm just doing waffle stitch. I think I looked at a pattern to kind of like, I couldn't remember the beginning and ending edge. So I think I looked at a pattern just to work that out, but I can't remember which one. Poke the bear. Oh. It's one of those things, isn't it? That was just a conversational that just happened. And funnily enough, over on the other live stream, we had a conversation about, this is my corner of the internet and I get to be the boss of what's allowed and what's not allowed. And then someone was like, that totally needs to be a shirt. This is my corner of the internet. Welcome to my corner of the internet. I'm like, now I've got to design a shirt for that. Let's have a look. Oh, thank you for the link to the, hey, Red Hook, great to see you. I'm so poor I mostly buy commercial yarns, but I try and squirrel away dollars so Artsog can use nicer yarns. Sometimes the stuff people sell in stores is worth the splurge. Do you know what, Vampire? The majority of my projects are made using commercial yarns. I try to get the best deal possible. I am a yarn addict and I need lots and lots of yarn. Like projects for like blankets require a lot of yarn. I don't usually use hand-dyed yarn for a project of that size. I normally save hand-dyed yarn for smaller things because I agree with you. They're totally worth the splurge. And I tend to make it something like a special piece, like a scarf or a shawl or something that I'm going to get to feel on my skin. Like I tend to try and do that. But in saying that, most of my cotton comes from Bendigo or Hobbii. Most of my acrylic comes from the Source of Fibre, formerly Maker, and Knit Picks. So, I use a lot of cotton and acrylic. And yeah, I love hand-dyed yarn. I think hand-dyed yarn is amazing. I think it's beautiful. And I know the skill that's involved in making it because I was a hand dyer for many years. I just can't always afford what I want. That's all, at least in the quantities to make anything large. So one of the advantages of like I look now, I'm like, right, okay. I could legit make a ranunculus out of 300 grams of hand-dyed. Could totally do it. Could totally make myself a ranunculus sweater out of 300 grams of hand-dyed. So I was just like, dudes, like, yep. That's a sweater made out of amazing stuff. I would do it in a heartbeat. Like hand-dyed sock yarn. I'm talking sock yarn. So it's usually around the 1,200 meters. That's a good amount for me for ranunculus. So that would be. I've actually got some hand-dyed here that I bought during one of the big wool shows. That I'm like, maybe I could do like a thing. I'm like, maybe. I'm like, because I hold on to it. I'm saving it for good and I pad it and stuff. I get the good stuff for the parents. Otherwise, I go to Spotlight cheap and close by. Yeah. I would buy hand-dyed. I would only buy hand-dyed stuff if I had the dollars. Yeah, that's the thing. We don't all have the dollars. And we don't all have the dollars all the time either. That's the other thing to remember. So, yeah. There, and Shannon has said there's a lot of good acrylic yarn out there. That's the thing. Like, not all yarns are created equal, right? There are some places that the 100% wool is horrible. And they're like, oh, but it's 100% wool. Big whoops. I buy my 100% wool from the Australian Wool Store. I love her range and I love her wool options. So I can choose between something that's a little bit more toothy for like decorative stuff. It's only $7 a ball. Love it. But if I'm going for next to close to the skin, I want her 100% merino because it is unbelievably soft and delicious and amazing to work with. it's a bit more pricey per ball. I can't remember. I think it's 11. I think it's 11 per 50 gram ball. If I'm going to buy 100% wool, I'm going to buy it from somewhere reputable. But then, there is acrylics that are just, some people say they're fantastic and I hate. It comes down to personal preference. Like I was at like one of those, I think it was a Crazy Bargain store or something like a $2 shop. We call them $2 shops in Australia. And there's one over near Beenleigh Mall, and they actually have like a pretty big range of yarn area, and it was like this huge display of cotton and acrylic. And like they're the cheaper brands, but they're also cheap prices. It was like $2 a ball. So I don't mind that. Like, you know what you're getting in for. But sometimes I'll go to stores and they'll want $6 or $7 a ball for acrylic, and it's not good acrylic. So just because it's dearer doesn't make it better. So you sometimes you've got to buy it to use it and work out if you like it. I personally don't like the special DK. I love the color range. I love the idea of it. I don't like how the yarn feels. I persevered through it to make a blanket for Abby. If I have a choice, I won't use it again. Not until they make it softer. It's not soft enough for me. For the Australian wool store, yeah, that's right. Now, last I heard from Catherine is if you put Fiberific or my name, or Fiberific and Chantel or Chantel at Fiberific sent me into the comments, apparently you'll get like a little stitch marker extra in your order. I'm not sure if that's still happening, but if you make sure you pop that in there, you might get a little bonus. I have quite a few hand-dyed yarns in my stash. Need to find the perfect project for them. Until then, I'll hug them and pat them and call them George. Absolutely. I'm with you. Team George. I love to save and buy hand spun or hand dyed for gifts though. Oh, me too. If I'm making a gift for somebody, it depends on what the gift is, right? Like, and the person and all that's got to be taken into consideration. They may not actually be knit worthy, right? Like they may need a machine washable yarn that's acrylic because of how it's going to be used or whatever. It depends. Use case, person case, use case. But there are people in my life that are 100% worthy of hand spun, hand dyed yarns. Absolutely. So, yeah. I feel, Knitspin Girls, I feel that I have a lot of special stuff waiting for the perfect. Oh, yeah, me too. Me too. That was like, what was I making? I think it was when I was making the Hobbii Locatelli sweater. I'd bought the yarn and then it was just like, oh my God, this is the perfect yarn for this project. And then another one was I bought all of the, at the time I bought them, it was all the colors that the Aaron and Eve was available in for, plus like extras in white. And then I saw the Gumball pattern by TL Yarns, and it was the perfect yarn for the project. And it just clicked. And I was like, I have to make this right now. Oh my gosh, absolutely. And sometimes you just see it and go, oh my God, I've got yarn that'll work perfectly. And you've got to go digging through your stash and find the yarn. You're like, oh my God, it's here somewhere. It's here somewhere. Woodstead Creative says, I love the Bendigo Woolen Mills back room for spinning fluffs. Yeah, they do have some fluffs in there. I'm not a big fan of their rustic personally. I know some people love it. I'm not a big fan. I like my hand spinning to be softer. So, and I'm allergic to alpaca, so that rules out a few as well. So, and I don't have access to the back room because I'm in Queensland, and the back room stuff is not on their website. That's in-store only, which I get. It'd be too annoying because that's all special things. It's like end of custom orders and, tests that they ran that they weren't happy with, or balling machine errors where the ball weights are off or whatever. So, okay, it's time for everybody to hydrate. Time for a drink. Time for the desk to go up. Put the foot mat down. I'm up. I'm up. I put the foot mat down too far forward. There we go. Alrighty, fix up the height again because I'm chopping off my head. Let's not chop off my head. Alrighty, we're standing again. We're up. My back's just a little bit angry. Oh, it's very angry. Frances says that her favorite spinning floof is from Nundle. I remember many, many years ago, I got some cheese wheels from Nundle. So it's like these big round things that look like a wheel of cheese, but they're actually pin drafted fibers. Do you think that the standing desk is actually working? Look, the problem is I hurt my back, so it's making it's an issue on its own. I think having the option for standing and sitting is actually better for you, as long as you remember to stand every now and again. But I have the added bonus of it's not just my back I'm trying to save, but I've also got busted knees. So I can't stand for too long either. So I have to alternate. I'd love to just be able to just sit for the 2 hours, but it's not always possible. And at the moment, I've got a twinge in my back, in the muscles in my back, that is just not being awesome. Sounds like my Amazon delivery is here. So cool. Nobody else is getting up to solve Louis. There's 3 people home. But yeah, with the sit stand desk for me, I think like once I get over this initial this injury that I currently have, it will be a lot better. But for now, I'm just gonna. It's a habit I need to get into to remember to sit and to stand and to sit and to stand. And like I don't. You know, I prefer, like when I'm doing some things, I prefer to sit. Like when I'm editing, I prefer to sit. When I'm knitting and crocheting, I actually do prefer to sit, but this makes it doable. Like I can lean here and I can do this. I'm able to do it. My brother is very worthy. He gets a hand-spun, hand-woven scarf he loves, and it has to be defended. I've made him hats that were hand-spun, knit and felted, and he makes my shawl pins and entertains me. Excellent. That's awesome. Yeah, Louis is protecting the house from the evil parcel deliverers. Also, anybody who happens to breathe in the street. Somebody's walking their dog on the other side of the road. Someone toots their horn 3 streets over. Just got to let them know, don't do that here. So yeah. Whoops. Yeah, so he's just doing his job. Wow, we've gotten a lot of work done on Abby's blanket today. Shannon says that she's got a little one that does the same job. Yeah. Yeah, they're quite loud. Louis never used to do it, and now he does it all the time. It's doing our head in a little bit. We'd like him to stop when we tell him to stop. So we need to settle down and do some retraining on this one. Yeah, absolutely. The leaf must be protected from the sketchy looking leaf out in the road. Absolutely, because that leaf, geez, it could blow up and touch the fence. Don't touch the fence. So, yeah. Let's keep going here. Uh-oh. It might not have coped with the heat or the cold. I'm not quite sure what you're getting down there. In Australia right now, some parts of the country are being absolutely melted while others are being absolutely chilled. It's kind of weird. Mine Park City Shadow on the TV. I saw a really funny short video I can't remember which platform it was on. And it was this little terrier that was standing on the bed, like looking at it, and growling and up and looking. And what it was his own shadow, because the sun was coming through the window and the shadow was casting onto the wall. And that was really funny. I was highly amused. Highly amused. All right. Coffee, standing straight. Oh, last night while I was in the shower, I moved something that was like a face washer, and a little huntsman came running out of it. The huntsman drowned. And I tried not to have a heart attack while I was in the shower. It was only a little one, but it was enough to be like, running thing. There's a running thing in the shower. I don't like it. But no, he didn't survive the melee. I came out victorious. Right now it's both sunny and raining. I think the weather isn't sure what it's supposed to be doing today. Yeah, like what are we at still now? Like when we first checked, it was like up over 30 degrees. Oh yeah, there we go. It's still up over 30. So that's awesome. Oh, it's going to get hotter. Oh, joy. Joy, 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 joy. Love that for me. Are we leaving the air conditioning on? Yep. Definitely. Have I done 2 there? Yes, I have. This looks hinky. I'm going to redo it. Oh, that's better. Monday's weather was just ridiculous. Oh, it was just so terrible here. It was so terrible. Yeah. The weather just doesn't know whether it's Arthur or Martha right now in Australia. I mean, that's a real possibility if there's a spider in my shower. It could just be like, no, I'm out. Boom. Kill me now. There's not enough spider brain bleach in the world to deal with that. Oh dear. That's terrible. That's terrible, Muriel. Oh, it is so warm in this room right now. I wish I had a temperature gauge for just in here. It's one of those things where I probably go outside and then come back in and be like, oh, it's lovely. But because I'm not going outside right now, because, I'm not sure if you've noticed, but I'm in the middle of a live stream. So stepping outside is probably not the easiest thing to do. Oh, it's rain and snow for Shannon. Oh my goodness. I hope you are keeping safe. I really do. Oh, Francis, I hate being sick when it's hot and humid. Absolutely. Because you don't know what's fever and what's just gross weather. Goodness me. $31 feels like 34. Yeah, I think that's similar to what I've got here. I've got 30.8 feels like 33.4. So, can I see what the humidity is on this app? No. Hang on. Really? It's saying it's 52% humidity. It feels worse. It feels worse than that. No idea. That's still gross. Like 50% humidity, still gross. I'll just say that. Francis says you're actually starting to feel better today. Well, I'm glad to hear that at least. Like, because when did you get home from your cruise? You got home Sunday, is that right? Woodstead says, oh, wow, really grateful for my 23 right now. For me, I absolutely love that 20 to 26 range of temperature. That's my favorite temperatures. Like I'm like happy. Like, oh yes, that's lovely. Bit of breeze, add in either the ceiling fan or a bit of breeze and it's perfect. Oh, you got home last Thursday. Okay. So you've been home a week. Yeah, 74% humidity is also yuck. Agreed. Like the problem with the humidity is it's actually making my fingers are sweating, which makes crafting really awkward. Chintani says mum likes the 15 to 20. Look, I wouldn't say no to 15 to 20. It's just not that common here. Our middle of the days in summer don't normally drop below 20. So nighttime temperatures drop right down. And as long as I can rug up, I love it. I love being able to like sit in a blanket or a doona fort and just be super comfy. So yeah, I'm going to sit back down again. I should put the table down. Roll back in. Hello. I know it's a lot of toing and froing with cameras and adjusting everything, but it's helping me to make it so I can stream a full-length stream. Otherwise, I would have had to give up about half an hour ago. But yeah, so here in Southeast Queensland where I am, daytime summer temps don't usually get so daytime winter temps don't usually get very low. Like in the scheme of things, like if you need a long sleeve t-shirt in the sun, that's a surprise. In the shade, it might be worse, but it's not normally too bad. But overnight, the temperatures can drop right down to sort of around here. They'll drop down to about 4 to 6 degrees. Usually, sometimes it drops lower, but usually over winter, the lowest we get overnight temperatures is at low single digits. So Francis says, I think the sit stand is great. I think so too. I really did hurt my back just before Christmas, like the week up to Christmas. I woke up. I went to bed feeling fine, woke up not fine. So I obviously rolled or twisted or made it angry somehow. I am seeing someone about it. It's being treated. But just one of them time things. And some days are worse than others. Yesterday was pretty good. Today, not so much. I probably did the rolly thing in my sleep without realizing it because that happens. So, yeah. Here in Ohio, Sunday was snow with wind chill in the teens, and today is 50 F. Let me just convert 50 F. Because for me, Monday was I got over 106 F. Okay, so 50 F to C. Okay, so 15 degrees. So with the wind chill in the teens, and today is 50. So okay, so single. Let me just Okay, so I just want to do. Oh, that's 60 F. I did a typo. Hang on. 50 is 10 degrees. 50 is 10 degrees. And then teens, so we'll go 15 just so I can have an idea. Oh my goodness, is minus 10. Wow, that's some serious changes. The 3 Pekingese next door just noticed the postman. Oh, that's got to be riotous. Absolutely riotous. Shannon says, I'm in the high desert. We don't get the high humidity, but we do get a dry heat. I've heard that dry heat's easier to cope with. I don't really know. I don't think I've actually been anywhere that had a dry heat. Chintani says, same on the Gold Coast, 4 to 6 overnight, around 20 during the day. I think it's freezing. Mum loves it. Yeah, see, we're in north, like the southeast of Queensland is sort of like the middle of the country kind of thing. So there's a lot more north than us and there's a lot more south than us. And so we get here sort of subtropical temperatures is what we get here. And and then further south is more temperate, and parts down south get snow, so we don't get any snow where I am. So yeah. Although I have heard that it has snowed in Brisbane once, but it was a bizarre weather situation, and it was the middle of summer. It was a Christmas, and it snowed. They got a white Christmas, but it was like some freak weather situation in the 1970s or something. But yeah, I don't remember it. Oh, Knitspin Girls, my toe-up sock fits. Woot woot, math worked. Math wins. Math wins. Oh, you're near Mount Bauble. Okay, well, you get snow at Mount Bauble. Very dry skin. Oh, I can imagine. I can imagine. Lots of moisturizer required. So, yes. I'm like, I'm getting hungry because I can still smell those pancakes, but I'm like, do I save the pancakes for afternoon tea and just have lunch? Or what do I do? I don't know. Whereas I feel like you get dry skin, but I feel like I'm walking through soup. You get out of the shower and it's just, the air is just as damp as if you're in the shower. It's not awesome. Decisions, just, it's a hard one, isn't it? It's like, I know there are good blueberry pancakes or pikelets. They are. I know there's good blueberry pikelets are there. I've watched Abby smush up blueberries to go in it. But do I want to be good and just have lunch, or do I want to be evil and have blueberry pikelets and then have lunch a bit later? I don't know. I don't know. I want to eat the pikelets. See, I actually think humidity is better than dry air for asthma because I've got chronic asthma, but I suppose it depends on the kind of asthma that you've got. But I find that the humidity makes it easier to breathe than the dry area. Like, it's thick, but when it's dry, it's too thin. So that's why I've always lived where I live. Go the pikelets, team pikelets. Who else is team pikelets? Pancakes for lunch, simple. I don't know if there's enough to actually consider at lunch. Food is morally neutral. Eat the pikelets. Oh, look at this. I love you guys. Honestly. You guys are awesome. Oh, do you know what I didn't do? I didn't put the little marker clip on to show how many rows we've done. Oh, we joined on the new ball of yarn. That'll make it easier. We started over here. So what is that? We started on the white row. So 1, 2, 3 rows. Oh, wait, no. That's, so we started here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. 5 rows. Find some ice cream to beef it up to be a large enough meal for lunch. Problem solved. Love the way you think. Blueberries are a superfood. Yes, absolutely. Don't know if coating them in pikelet batter keeps their superfood status. I don't know. I'm like, because I could chop up some strawberries and have it with it. And I mean, I do have ice cream. There is some really nice vanilla ice cream out in the back freezer. Definitely. It's still better than the pikelet batter. Agreed. Superfood plus ice cream equals balanced diet. Don't know if dietitians would agree with that, honestly. Don't know if they're like, You know what? No. No. There we go. I had a little knot there, so that is solved. I die in the humidity. The storm is moving faster, Victoria. Oh gosh, just watch yourself down there too. Because it does add some fresh frozen blueberries to the ice cream with the pikelets and the pikelets garnish. Oh dear, you guys are terrible. I'm gonna have pikelets for lunch with blueberries and strawberries and ice cream. I wasn't gonna add ice cream. I'm adding ice cream now. I was gonna be a bit better and just have them for afternoon tea with just some pikelets and you know, a little bit of something on it. I don't know what I was gonna have on it, like just a little bit of butter or something. But yeah. Dolores says I'm laughing out loud because my diet is so strict. I can give great advice though. The good and the blueberries cancels out the bad and the pikelet batter. I mean, admittedly, our pikelet batter is very low in sugar. We don't go hard on the sugar in our pikelet batter, but it's still just pikelet batter. So I'm having leftover chicken in a sandwich with mayo. That sounds lovely too. Just thinking, do I have? Because last night I made us like burrito bowls kind of thing. So brown rice with chicken that's been cooked with like Nando seasoning. Then in another pan, I cooked off some strips of capsicum and onions and mushrooms and mixed all that up. And then so put some brown rice in a bowl, put the chicken on, threw on the mix of the capsicum and the onions and the mushrooms, then added on fresh cucumber, tomatoes, and there was something else. I can't remember what the other fresh thing was. And then cheese, a little bit of cheese, just a gentle of some cheese, nothing too crazy, and then stir, eat it with a fork. Dinner is done. There's still some of that chicken left over. But Abby may steal it. There's not many meals that Abby calls dibs on, but she might call dibs on that. Oh, I love a good burrito bowl, honestly. I really do. And I didn't have any black beans, so I couldn't add any black beans to it, which was frustrating for me because I love black beans in a burrito bowl. But it was very good. It was very filling. I enjoyed it a lot. I'd eat I'd eat that for breakfast and dinner. Like every day, I would have a version of a burrito bowl. I love them so much. When I go to Guzman y Gomez, I get spicy chicken burrito bowl with added vegetables. So I get all of the stuff. That's where I got the idea of doing the cooking the capsicum and the onion together. And I wanted to add in some mushrooms, so I just threw them in there. I can't judge anyone's food choices. My food aversions are having a moment. So I had grated radish for lunch and maybe some plain rice later. Oh no. I have a lot of allergies, and so that limits a lot of things. But I'm pretty lucky when it comes to like fresh food, like as in fruit and veggies. Other than a few things I just don't like I'm not a fan of Brussels sprouts. I'm really not. And I don't like I don't like cauliflower. I know I'm shocking people right now, but I love broccoli and I love broccolini and so many other vegetables. I'm just not a fan of cauliflower. In saying that, I like cauliflower soup. I just don't like cauliflower florets. They're just little balls of bland. They've got no flavor, in my opinion. I know some people absolutely love Brussels sprouts. I get it. I do. And you know what? I cook Brussels sprouts up for my dad, and he loves how I cook them up. So I don't just boil them like how my mum used to. I do stuff with them. But I'm just not a fan myself. All right, there we go. Another row done. Let's have a look here. Squash choco, zucchini, and gross and squishy. Yeah, look, I think. Oh, hello, Abby.
I think we might need to make a pit stop somewhere. I fell off the couch and now my arm.
Okay.
Yay! It's very sore.
She's having no luck with that arm, honestly. I will have to have a look at it in a second. Actually, I might just go because she was at the doctor's this morning about that arm. Guys, I'm going to end the stream a bit early. I'm going to go and parent. And I hope you all have an awesome week and get lots of crafting time in. I hope you have a really good time, and I will catch you all next time. Sorry for the fast ending and what have you, but I'll see you all next time. Bye now.